man, how you guys doing? You know, this is a very serious situation in reference to the bullying of dirty politicians, government people blocking me from my mother and father's mansions and estates. Don't forget, my parents is a lot richer than a lot of the other people that claim to be rich in America. If my parents was alive now, they'd still be richer than anybody else in America besides me, because I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates. But, you know, don't forget, there's politicians in America, government people in America, that are just definitely not qualified for their positions of what it takes to be a real American politician in this country. They're violating the guidelines of the Constitution. They're violating factual laws. They're allowing government agents to play surveillance terrorism and torture tracking and harassing. They're allowing people to make up shit, to block me from my mother and father's estates. These people falsely claim that they thought they'd have some financial claim to my mother and father's estates when they absolutely do not have any claim at all. The role protocol in the media is a documentation of the estates of my parents that my parents gave to me and only me. And then they got somebody that tried to say, oh, he thought you were incompetent. Incompetent about what? I'm the real owner, you're not. I'm a real royal, you are not of this country. I'm the owner, you're not. And don't fucking play stupid, because there's somebody at any university in this country that pretty much could do a better job than a lot of these other people that have been executives or business people that are conspiring against me at my mother and father's companies. You guys know that, right? So, I mean, there are some different accounting professors at universities and professors of, people that work in the business schools that seem to know a hell of a lot more of things about business than these people, and the guidelines of a corporation and the guidelines of a corporation owner and their protection, meaning reference to my protection from tricksters, thieves, or bullies trying to steal everything from me. And there's obviously, as you did not know, possibly, that there are people in universities that know the laws of deeds and ownership. They know the guidelines of corporate law. So in reference to these people that are blocking me from my mother and father's mansions, these people are intentionally playing stupid, or they're playing dumb, like they don't know what they were supposed to be doing. There's guidelines, facts. How much have these executives of my mother and father's companies been living on while they have been conspiring with other people that have been blocking me from my mother and father's mansions? Need a timeline of information of what the executives have done. How many court cases have they been in to try to get me back to my mother and father's mansions? It's very important in reference to what executives are trying to do what. You understand that? They just stalled my vehicle, the satellite man did. Do you understand the point of information? So in reference to government trying to play this trick of blocking me from my mother and father's mansions and my trust funds, there's people at universities that study information about trust funds and personal trust funds, that, like what my parents had made for me. There's professors and law school professors that know the laws better than these people in government, better than a lot of people that are not and that have not been in law school, or whoever these people are that have not been in law school following the laws of this country. The activities of government, the activities of their negligence and intentional abuses is pretty serious. So in reference to stupid. There's a timeline. There's a period of time where it says, hey, if you're following the orders of somebody else to block the owner, that means you're in on it. If you're bullying me because somebody told you to bully me, you can get charged. Do you understand that? No matter what level of government they are. Do you not understand harassment, attempts of murder, financial crimes, Supreme Court laws, Treasury laws, laws of Elliot Ness? There's all kinds of laws. My mother and father's estates, I'm the owner. It belongs to me forever. Wasn't built by any Germans. Wasn't built by any other race. My family history. And then somebody will try to say, now this is important in reference to friendly countries that know me and people that knew my parents and grandparents. Some people knew my grandparents back then too. That these people that have been doing business with my mother and father's companies, these people was trying to claim that they were trying to do business with international countries based on their reputation. When countries that have known me and known my parents and known my grandparents have relied on and consistently believed in the history and reputation of my parents with good business. So in reference to people that are trying to hijack or trying to steal the companies, these people falsely claimed that friendly countries was doing business with my mother and father's companies because of some new executives or some business people that have been working at the companies when I've been held hostage. Most countries, or most people that have been doing business with my mother and father's companies, have been doing business with the companies because of the reputation of my mother and father and my reputation and the reputation of my grandparents. Not because of somebody else being in the company trying to steal the companies from me. Do you not understand that? And some people do business with the companies just based on the products. Because my family companies, my parents and family history had great and good products. So these people are trying to steal the credibility of my mother and father and family history of international relations with business with friendly countries and people of friendly countries. So whoever these government people are, or these front men, or these people that are trying to steal the credit from the companies and the company owner, which I'm the company owner of my mother and father's companies, and the reputation of my parents and grandparents, these people that are trying to play this game need to get ordered into court. And maybe those friendly countries should contact my mother and father's companies and tell them that they've been doing business with the companies because of the reputation of my family history. And it's not because some new man got into the business of my family companies and tried to steal everything from me. Do you guys understand that? Like this government man tried to claim, or whoever this executive, whoever is that's illegally in a position and has conspired against me, like in the Richie Rich movie, you know, like Mr. Van Doe or Mr. Ferguson, trying to hijack the companies in the Richie Rich movie, the first Richie Rich movie. So, you know, it's very important that these people that are trying to play this game, that all the ones that are conspiring against me, that they get ordered into court. And look what their expenditures have been. What these executives and employees at the companies have been living on. At the same time, they were refusing to give me my revenues of the companies. Like it's like some team of management scams, like a third-party management company trying to claim to be the owners of the company. You ever heard of that type of situation in corporate law? Like whether it be like a company that tries to be the management of a corporation, and then they start trying to claim that they were the owners when they're not the owners, where they try to claim to be the face or the name of the corporation. Look it up in corporate court cases. There's some court cases about that. It's a long history of seriousness. The government violating the financial standards of what my parents had on record for me. And the fact of, it even says that the government is not allowed to allow people to try to lower my financial history or the guidelines of what my parents had set for me. Meaning like these government people was trying to play this game thinking that somebody being wealthy or coming from a wealthy family, they would try to make up displacement of blame to try to steal everything from me. There has to be more court cases and more public media about this situation. If people are refusing, the FCC and other people in the media